Hello, everybody. It is day 22, and it is actually day 22. Um, Today's May 14th, 2024, and I am on day 22 of 365 days of this suspending disbelief experiment turned movement. And whoo boy. So, the last couple of episodes have been fairly rough. And as I sat down to record this one, I had the thought, like, damn, what, what can I share today that's not depressing or that's like more exciting or something different? And I had to really catch myself because the whole point here is just to keep it real. And today was a continuation of the last 2 days. So, trigger warning just in case I say anything related to it for suicide, just in case anyone is skipping over the episodes with this talk in it. So, um, just kind of, I guess I'll recap my day. We slept in a little bit this morning, got free breakfast at the hotel, um, met up with, so my daughter's father was released from the hospital. We met up with him for a coffee and like just hang out a little bit before heading back home. It was almost a 4-hour drive to get back to our hometown, which I scheduled it so that I was there on time to pick my son up from school, then drove to the town where his dad lives to pick up my youngest daughter from her dad, um, and then got back home. So we were on the road for several hours today. Um, Again, I could not be more grateful just all across the board for the hotel that we were gifted for the night to get enough sleep so that I could drive safely that big long drive back home, for the fact that my daughter's father and one of my best friends is alive and well for the moment and en route to getting the help that he needs, so that this doesn't need to be a concern again. Um, for my mother and her husband for loaning me money. I had to borrow more money to make it back because with buying food for us on the way and everything, I ran out of what I had borrowed the first time. Um, just, and then uh, him and my uncle both gifted me a little bit of extra cash to make it so that I could take my daughter shopping for something for her dad, just for to get him a gift, cheer him up a little bit, whatever the case may be. And it was, it was a very up and down day, right? Again, with like so much gratitude, and then also, um, kind of revisiting what had happened, while chatting with him and my daughter today. um, Getting home and, doing all the catch up of having been away from home for a couple of days. Um, the younger two being a little extra tired from being at dad's, and just holding my babies tight, right? Um, and again, it is Mental Health Awareness Week. And what really came up for me over this couple of days, is that idea of we are So, okay, I'm going to try to rephrase this. So many of us are living in a state of semi depression, okay, where we're just not exuberantly happy most of the time, right? We're just kind of blah. We're just going about our day to day. We're not enjoying life. We're not enjoying life. Like it's just kind of this blah. And what ends up happening is we become accustomed to being depressed. Okay. And I'm saying this because um, what has happened over the last couple of days for me has made me realize that I have been not living in a state of depression, but just not living in a state of happiness that is at the level that I would like to be at, and that I could have been doing something about it. So, um, I, for instance, have not been really pushing myself to get to bed on time, to get up in the mornings and have my time to myself without my kids, where I can really, really ramp up the self-care and be so ready to have just like the best day with them. Um, it's a routine that supported the way of life that I wanted to have. Um, and like it was so extremely different than the life that I had living with my ex-husband, who literally rebelled against this morning routine. Like he couldn't get on board with the change, right? So it was, even though it made me better all around so that I could show up better as a wife, as a mother, as everything. Um, he took it personally. And it was one of the major things that made me realize the disparity between the two of us. But all of that aside, I've realized like I have not gotten myself back onto that routine. We're now on day 22 of this challenge. And somewhere near the beginning, I was talking about getting back on this routine. Um, Now, 10 p.m. is not my normal routine. That was sort of what my guides had suggested to me. I'm going to have to kind of tune in a bit and just get some clarity around that, because I do find that I really struggle to get to bed that early. It's not quite 10 p.m. here, and I am tired because of the last couple of days. I'm very emotionally drained right now. Um, but I want to make sure that I have something set up that I'm going to be able to sustain, right? That is going to be easy for me to continue going forward so that I can be keeping my word to myself. And then also getting up in the mornings. And um yeah, so the major realization for me personally that came out of this was that by not prioritizing this piece, I'm not giving myself the level of joy in my life that I could be having. And that I've just been kind of okay with that I've just been allowing myself to live in this state of less than as happy as I want to be. Um, and really realizing that I'm not here for that anymore. I'm not okay with that anymore. And I want to not only be the best that I can be, and that's why I'm always constantly learning and growing and healing and all of these things, but I also want to live the happiest that I can live. And I want to enjoy my life to a level that is, nearly unheard of. That is just, I don't accept this anymore. And the problem that so many of us face is we get stuck in that rut of good enough, of, it's our comfortable uncomfortable zone where like we're comfortably uncomfortable. We're not having a great time, but we're comfortable there because we're used to it. And to me, that had become unacceptable, and I had fallen back into that being my norm. And I hadn't even realized it until this event happened. And it made me really think about life. And these things do, right? They make you realize just how precious life is, and um, how much you want to be present with those that you love, and how important it is to create a life where you have the flexibility to be there for the people that you love. Which, again, I'm so grateful that I have done that for myself. I have so much to be proud of for how far I've come in my mental health journey. Um, and this just brought awareness to the fact that I have allowed some of that to slip. And I would not even say that I'm depressed, but I am not as happy as I could be. And so I'm going to change that. And um, I'm not going to make it optional anymore. And I am really going to be focusing on that key piece. And it seems so small, but it's so big, that choosing to live in joy, and that my inevitable success comes with joy. It is not my inevitable success that I have to suffer and trudge and be all dreary on the way to. That's not the kind of success that I want. The kind of success that I want is joyful success, blissful success, a life worth living, and one where I never question whether I want to be here or not. And I haven't, not that I've been questioning that, I haven't been questioning that, but I do know from having been farther down in depression in my life before, I know that it steps on the way there, that it starts out as this blah, as this kind of laissez faire, like just lack of enthusiasm. And so some people might be like, you lack of enthusiasm, because I am so lit up by some of the things in my life. But in the lulls in between, I'm not particularly happy. And again, I'm not particularly unhappy, but I'm not particularly happy. I'm really lit up in the moment of things that I'm creating. I love to create, or in the moment of things that I'm learning and then sharing about what I'm learning, things like that. But there's a lot of just these kind of blah stasis moments in between that are just like not exciting, not happy, not anything. They're just kind of not anything. And I also realized that with me not giving myself that self-care time, my time with my kids has been less enjoyable. My time working has been less focused, which does not help on my path to inevitable success, right? All of these things, as always, everything is always tied in together. And when we follow our bliss, when we really aim for bliss and joy and not just good enough, that changes everything. And it becomes impossible to hit the point where we don't want to be around anymore. Um, where we might get to that point of thinking that it's just not worth it, that it's too hard, that it would be easier to just be done with this life. And I never want to go back there. And I don't want anyone in my life to go back there. And I'm going to do whatever I can to bring just joy into my everyday and into the everyday of everyone's lives who I touch, that we get to just be happy, and not just be kind of happy, but be really happy. And I, with this being Mental Health Awareness Week, um, I know I'm constantly challenging you guys to suspend disbelief, but I also want to add in a challenge that you don't let your life just be okay. And we're not here to live an okay, mediocre life. We're here to live a life of joy. And we get to be happy on the way to success before we get there. And that's where I'm going to be living my life from now on. And So as hard as the last couple of days have been, I'm really grateful for this renewed perspective. I'm really grateful for um, the renewed motivation and determination to get myself back onto my routines that support my joy, that really, really make that big impact in my life. And yeah, I'm sending so much love to everyone listening to this podcast, to everyone in my online circles, in my family, my friends groups, my everything, and to everyone that I don't know. Nobody deserves to feel that way, and we do get to be happy. And if I can inspire that in you, even for a day, I will have made an impact. And if I can inspire that in you for longer, I will be so grateful. And I just, my heart aches for people who have lost someone to suicide. My heart aches for people who feel like giving up. And I really and truly do love everyone and just want this world to be a better place. And I don't care if that sounds stupid or unattainable, because I don't believe that it's stupid or unattainable. I do believe that we can get there, and that's why I do what I do, and that's why I'm so passionate about what I do, and that's why I'm so passionate about sharing vulnerably, because it is possible to live a life that's better than that. And I just want to help more people get there. So that's what I've got for you today. Um, and um, I am, like I said, I'm emotionally drained, but I still feel this kind of renewed sense of excitement for this challenge, of gratitude for the level of belief in this that has come in, so that I'm able to really be present to all of the learnings that are coming through at the same time. Um, so yeah, that's what I've got for you today. I love you all, and I will talk to you tomorrow.